What's going on, guys? This is Treadin, and today I'm here to talk about the Force Set Tier 18 for Marksmanship Hunter. Been a little while since I made a video here, kind of been behind on things, but here it is. It's a pretty noticeable change. I mean, having aim shot instant is kind of spectacular, but doesn't change a ton. There's a little bit of talent mixing. It's a little different, and obviously the rotation feels different, but I mean, just having one thing go from 2 seconds to instant doesn't throw too big a wrench in things. So let's jump into it. If we look at talents here, I'm kind of just going to compare them to the last video. You know how the normal 6.2 marksmanship goes. Lone Wolf is still going to be pretty big to use, but instead of using glaive toss for your single target, you're actually going to use power shot now. And this can be a little bit difficult. Power shot you actually have to stop to use, and if you're using Lone Wolf, that's the only thing you have to stop to use. So it can be kind of annoying if you're running around a lot and you have to stop to cast it. In which case, usually you can just take Barrage or Glaive Toss. I think both of them are pretty close in terms of just single target under Lone Wolf, anyways. But a lot of fights you're going to want Barrage anyways, so that's all right. But one thing to note is that 100 focusing shot actually becomes pretty good. Uh, in Hellfire Citadel, it's not fantastic simply because a lot of movement. So there's certain fights that you can use it on. If you're pretty sure you're not going to move too much, like Felward Zakun's pretty nice for it. But I generally just use Lone Wolf anyways because it's easy. You never have to stop to cast anything, and I mean I like being a little bit casual anyways, not too hardcore. But anyways, with Lone Wolf, you're going to want a power shot single target instead of glaive toss, and obviously for multi-target, any multi-target at all, you're going to want barrage. If you switch to focusing shot, you're always going to want barrage. It's kind of peculiar that still on single target you don't want power shot, but it has something to do with this regenerates 50 focus, so you can use barrage pretty easily. You can line it up all right. Once you cast a Chimera, you just use this once barrage, and then you're back into it. So yeah, Lone Wolf, these two, focusing shot, that one. Glyphs aren't going to change at all. I mean, they're all same old, same old. These two are just the really good ones that you should have, and this is just something I like to have. Jumping right past that into rotation, now, the only big changes is the fact that, now you have power shot to use on cooldowns that like glaive toss, and it's a little bit different to use, and then your aim shots aren't going to, take as long to use. So when you're sitting here, I'm just going to start rolling around. Thrill of the Hunt goes amazing, by the way. Once you have instant cast and you get Thrill of the Hunt procs, it's just bonkers. But you're just sitting here casting things along, and it's kind of just a little bit easier to cast aim shots over and over. You don't have to worry about the 2 seconds, or like if you're targeting a priority target that's about to die, and you're casting aim shot, and it dies before you finish casting, then you basically wasted 1.5 seconds, which really sucks. So instead of having that problem, you just throw it out. I'm not throwing power shot in here, but that's okay. But yeah, power shot's pretty easy to use. It's just like glaive toss. Use it on cooldown whenever. Same thing with barrage. Well, you can save barrage for certain AoE things. I can actually switch over here just to show it a little bit. Your opener is going to change a little bit as well, but really the only difference from the old opener is that you're actually going to want to deplete your focus. So it's kind of a weird thing too. I thought when I first heard about it, but you actually want to deplete all of your focus before you cast rapid fire and your trinket and your ring or whatnot, because you want to use that haste to regenerate your focus as fast as you can to dump more of your aim shots. I was thinking, why not just pull it up beforehand and just dump aim shots over and over right as you cast it? But I don't know. Apparently that they through the numbers and everything, it works out. So you actually deplete your focus, then cast rapid fire, throw some steady shots, build it back up, and then start dropping aim shots like crazy. So yeah, I'll switch over to barrage here. Actually, I don't even think I really need to, but I will anyways. It's the same thing, If there's an AoE situation, throw barrage down. If there's one coming up, make sure you save it. Don't try to always use it on cooldown. Pretty easy to do. I don't run focusing shot like ever. I even on like forward Zakun, I like to just use Lone Wolf just because moving around is a nice freedom to have. But if you do use focusing shot, it just takes a little bit more management. You really want to practice on a target dummy with it because it's a lot different getting 50 focus back when you use that because it's a lot easier to cap. It's also, it's basically replacing aim shot with a 2 second cast. So, well, mine's like 2.3. That's pretty bad. Well, haste sucks. Anyways, see there, I'm gonna get pretty close, but I shouldn't quite cap there. But yeah, it just takes a little bit more uh, attention to make sure you don't cap your focus, which as always is bad, and to make sure you don't deplete too much of it and not have enough ready for command shots. See, I'm gonna cap here because I suck. But yeah, it just takes a little practice. Ah, man, that was a really bad one there too. Oh well, what am I gonna do? But yeah, I don't use that too often, but it's pretty straightforward to use. And like I said, you don't use any of these other ones. You just use barrage. Pretty easy to handle. Um, I wanted to talk a little bit about the ring as well, the legendary ring here. Really, the only thing to note is you really want to align it with your rapid fire. So if your raid's thinking, oh hey, we should save this ring for like Feast of Souls on Gorfiend, you should save your other cooldowns as well, because when you have a 26%, well, it's 25 by default, but if you have a 25% damage increase and 40% haste, you're gonna put out crazy numbers, and it's amazing, especially when you get Thrill the Hunt procs. It is awesome. It feels so good too, just to smash a button and see numbers stretch across the screen. So that's something to always keep in mind how you're aligning your cooldowns with that ring now, because you can use it every 2 minutes. These you can use every 2 minutes. Well, my trinket anyways. It lines up really well. Um, and stat priority changes the same even with the 4 set, so it works. It's wonderful. The 4 set is fantastic. I did want to make this pretty quick, just talk about it, the little itty bitty changes. As always, I have Azortharion's guide down in the description, and I'll have a note at the beginning here. But he does have some more in-depth stuff. He actually talks about a little bit about like crit capping and stuff like that. So there's some new stuff there. He's updated a little bit recently, so definitely give that a check out and donate to him whatever. Just give him credit because a lot of my stuff does come from him. And obviously, if this is just boring as heck to watch, you can just read his stuff. You don't have to sit down and watch a video. You can just look through his article there on his Google Doc. So it works out great. I'm gonna throw a I always call it Foe Reaver, Iron Reaver kill on the end here. We actually did kill him. It was on normal, so it wasn't too difficult. And there were a couple of times I slipped up, but for the most part, it should give you a good idea of how I do the opener. I may even have done the opener wrong. I don't know. I don't think it makes too much a difference if you starve your focus out at the beginning, but whatever. You'll see. But yeah, it'll give you a good idea just how the rotation flows and how you can actually move around. And I think I use power shot during it, so kind of see how I stop and do stuff. That also is a good thing to talk about. Sniper training is actually really big. Like you may not have a ton of mastery because mastery isn't something you want to stress too hard, but definitely try to keep that up as much as possible. Try to stop, every 4 seconds. Like if you move, you can only move for really 4 seconds and then stop to reset it. I should have mentioned that in the other video, but it is pretty drastic. I mean, 9% damage turns out to be quite a bit at the end of it, and shot range can be nice too. Like on Iron Reaver when he moves backwards for the barrage. But anyways, I'm going to throw that clip on the end. Thanks for watching, guys. If you have any questions, just hit me up in the comments. I'll get to them as soon as I can. And enjoy.